We are back on Morning Line. Our guest with us this morning is Dr. Calvin Smith from Meharry. We're taking your phone call 737-7587 about the vaccine boosters, the latest on COVID. It's good to have you on as always. Pleasure. My friend, we've become friends. We still haven't gone out to eat yet, and we're going to do that. But I mean, I really appreciate you coming on.
It's my pleasure.
I think you guys help a lot of people. Mark waited through the break. Let's take a quick call from him. Mark, good morning. Hi, Mark.
Good.
Are you there, Mark?
Yeah, good morning.
Yeah, what's up?
I have a question. How come some people get the shot and then they still catch the virus?
Okay, yeah, it's a fair question. Let's talk about the breakthroughs.
Yeah.
Nothing's 100% effective.
Nothing on earth is 100% effective that we know of.
Okay.
And this is true for the virus. This is true for coronavirus. People have had breakthrough cases. The big deal about getting the vaccine is that it dramatically reduces your risk of having a severe case.
Right.
We know this. This has been documented. Now, this is not to say that you still might not get a severe case, as is the case with, the great General Colin Powell, who passed away recently. He unfortunately succumbed to the virus.
But he was in his 80s, and he had some other health problems.
He had multiple myeloma. He also had a history of prostate cancer. He had a lot of things going on. His immune system was severely compromised, and he's who we get protected for. But putting that on the back burner, there are people who do get the coronavirus, who get a symptomatic case of coronavirus from even being vaccinated. That will happen, but the point is that it dramatically reduces your risk of dying from coronavirus. And the more people who get vaccinated, the fewer people who will actually transmit it and give it out and around. So imagine this, if everybody in the room is vaccinated, even if coronavirus is bouncing around in the room and one of us happens to hold on to it and become a vector for it, if everybody else is vaccinated, it's very difficult for that coronavirus to gain entry to all of us in the room.
Right. So
only the most severely immunocompromised of us would get it, and then even then, like I said, their chances of dying are much less. We're looking at, I look pretty intensely at the hospitalized and particularly the ICU rates.
Yeah.
And in our ICUs, almost exclusively these patients are unvaccinated. And those are the facts. I mean, you can argue about, well, people get it and people can carry it and people can transmit it to one another. But if you are vaccinated, you're much less likely to have to go to a hospital, much less likely to be transmitting it to other people for long periods of time. Yeah. If I'm vaccinated, I might get it. It bounces off of me in a couple of days. I'm done. You know what I mean?
Sure.
But if you are unvaccinated, you're holding on to this virus for days at a time, 7 to 14 days of just transmitting the virus to everybody around you.
Yeah.
And that's the danger. So again, no hospitals are full of people with side effects from COVID.
Right. Yeah, exactly. Exactly. Everyone's
vaccine.
talking about, oh, that virus or that vaccine's scary. That's scary. Hospitals don't have anyone in there because of the vaccine. And yet people are still saying, oh, it's poison, it's poison. It's like, no, it's not. No one's sick in the hospital with the vaccine. They're sick in the hospital with COVID. The snap from Thanos in the Infinity Wars. If I was Thanos and had the Infinity Stones, I'd snap my fingers because we know exactly what it takes to beat this.
Yeah.
If somehow, some way, every person on the planet was vaccinated against COVID, that virus, that nasty virus, would have no place to go and it would wither and die.
Yeah.
But instead, we have people not getting vaccinated, not being, wearing masks, and their bodies are becoming petri dishes to allow those viruses to mutate, and so that we have to keep adapting.
Yeah.
But we know exactly how to kill this thing.
Yeah.
Kill it so it has no place to go, and it's all she wrote. By the way, if you are, you make it real clear. You're vaccinated so that if you get sick, because you're vaccinated, the odds are you're not going to get severely ill.
Right.
But also, by having that vaccination, for instance, you and I both went to the Titans game on Monday. It was crowded. One reason I went, I would not have gone had I not been vaccinated. But I have no doubt there were a lot of people around me probably not vaccinated.
Sure.
I, too, wear a mask, but I didn't wear it the whole time. But does the vaccination also help, like, if somehow I inhale the virus from someone near me and I'm vaccinated, but it's not a big dose, is it possible then that it just stops it at the door of my nose and it doesn't infect me more? I mean, does it also provide that kind of protection, or does the vaccine only protect you once you get infected?
No, it also provides that kind of
meaning, like, I've got kind of a shield there where it knocks on the nose here and it's trying to get into me, but because I'm vaccinated, it kind of kills it right there on the spot before it can really take hold.
Yeah, your body has specialized cells that are in your skin, your mucous membranes, etc., that also are learning from IgG and IgM and can protect you. So yes.
Okay. Just so there's so many benefits to it, and I would not be going to something. I went to the Rolling Stones concert a couple weeks back. Crowded there too. Oh, it was a ball. And Again, I would not have gone had I not been
Yeah.
vaccinated, knowing I have an extra layer of that. Again, I brought a mask with me like you did, but I'll tell you, at these events, no one around me is wearing masks.
Yeah.
Okay, no one is. And again, I'll wear my mask to protect others, I suppose, but I did. Let's face it, you're at the concert, you're cheering, I took it off.
Let me say, there's good news out here, you know, because I get the stats, you know, from Board of Health. The numbers are improving pretty rapidly. And it looks like people, you know, a large number of people, especially here in the city, are at least partially vaccinated, which is, you know, about the best we can ask for. In Nashville, we're doing as all things considered, I mean, we're not doing fantastic, but we're doing a really good job here in the city of Nashville. And I want to commend the citizens here because, you know, there's a lot of information out there, and they are choosing to listen to scientists, you're choosing to listen to doctors. There are people that, you know, I mean, and I want to open the doors to people who have some hesitancy because you shouldn't just buy into every single thing. I feel that, I understand that. But talk to experts about it. Don't talk to somebody, or don't sit and watch a YouTube video on the toilet and think, okay, this has the answers because this tells me what I want to hear. Talk to somebody who might tell you something you might not want to hear, but talk to them with an open mind and listen to what they have to say. I have grace for a lot of, you know, again, a lot of people who have decided after the fact that, hey, you know, I'm going to go ahead and get a vaccine, and that's perfectly fine by me. And I want to have some grace and openness to those people as well, because, you know, that's what it's going to take at this point, is us, like, talking to one another, having a civil conversation. You know, there was a story about a doctor at a bar who sat and talked to a guy who was kind of hesitant about it and told him the facts as he saw him. And the guy left and went ahead and got the vaccine. And stories like that, you know, where somebody's talked to civilly without, you know, breaking the bottle and, you know, all these kind of things, you know, like it used to be we could talk to one another and just have a good conversation and go away, maybe not necessarily agreeing 100%, but taking some points away from the person who has an opposite view of you. Now we're at each other's throats, and it shouldn't be that way. And we really are harming ourselves more by doing stuff like that. So
just don't listen to Nicki Minaj.
I wonder how her cousin's doing.
Oh yeah, because he had a swollen groin. Whatever. He's probably VD. All right, let's go to Gina. Gina, good morning. Hi, Gina.
Hey, good morning, guys.
Good morning. What's on your mind?
It's so full, I don't know where to start. Listen, I am not vaccinated.
Okay.
I'm not against the vaccine at all. I need someone to study my body first.
Okay.
And I say that because I'm a person, I'm 67, never been on any medication in my life. Several years ago, I've been in the medical field for 25 years. At one point, it was required that all healthcare individuals would have to take that hepatitis series vaccine. I took the very first one, had a reaction that almost put me in the hospital. If it hadn't been the doctors right there at my aid. Come find out, I had immune system already built up against the hepatitis. So I was really putting myself in danger, but not knowing. So it brings me to this point. I need to be tested first to see if I need the vaccine or not.
Like maybe you've already had it and you think you may already have antibodies and be prepared for it?
I do believe, I think my daughter had it last year, and because I was at her aid trying to get her better, I came back home that very night and I started to feel funny. Told my husband, I said, I feel like I'm coming down with the flu. He said, well, you just left them over there sick. But anyway, it passed. The next day I was okay.
Yeah.
I need to know what test to take to see if I have the antibodies already built up. Now,
okay. How do you want to address that? There are people that have had it that have gone and gotten vaccines.
So I don't think that's unreasonable at all.
No, no. This is a rational woman. I want to answer her question, and fair enough.
So what I would suggest is to go and actually, there are antibody tests that you can get.
Right.
You can see what your antibody levels are if you've been exposed. So first step is to see whether you are positive for COVID right now or not. If you're positive for COVID right now, it's not recommended for you to get the vaccine. Okay. So get tested to see whether you're positive or not. Then you can get the antibody test. Now, the antibody test may cost, and I know in the past a lot of these tests have been free, and it very well may still be free. I don't concern myself with these kind of things a lot of the times because I'm really more concerned with getting people, what is available and free. With that being said, get tested for the antibodies. If your antibody levels are at a sufficient level to protect you, then it may be fine to go ahead and not get the vaccine. The problem is, and this is why the vaccine had to be developed, is that the natural immunity in the body does give you some natural immunity after a COVID infection. We know this for sure. The natural immunity does not last as long as we want it to or need it to. So the natural immunity lasts maybe 3 months or so, and then you're right back down to the regular risk.
So your point is that there are folks out there saying, I don't need to go get the vaccine because I've had COVID and I recovered, so I should be protected. If you've had COVID and have recovered, you still should get a vaccine.
That's exactly it. And there's a precedent for this kind of thing out here. I mean, there have been viruses like polio, smallpox, the chickenpox. We don't see a whole lot of chickenpox anymore. Measles, and all of these things, were basically eradicated because of vaccines. And again, the body has natural immunity the body is remarkable in that it can recover. If you recover from an illness, you're going to protect yourself for a little bit of period of time. But what we found and what science has shown us is that we can boost our immune systems. And there's nothing harmful or wrong about that. People's lives are not shortened by boosting their immune systems with vaccines. People's lives are actually extended by boosting their immune systems. We've studied these vaccines inherently for years. This particular vaccine came from the same studies that we were doing for SARS and for MERS, which occurred over a decade ago. So it's not like this research is brand new. It's not like we're experimenting, because you hear that a lot.
Right.
This is the most robust study that has been done pretty much in the history of humankind. I mean, there have been so many people who have been quote unquote tested, and at this point the evidence is there and is very, very strong that you will extend your life, you will protect yourself from this dangerous virus. And this virus, no doubt, kills people. Now, some people get the virus and do completely fine, but again, it's like playing Russian roulette. You got 3 bullets in the chamber. Why not take those 3 bullets out,
Oh, absolutely, and that's how you do it with the vaccine. I've said this before, the development of vaccines, not just COVID, but across the board in human history, ranks right up there, in my opinion, among the most important most important developments that humans have made in history.
Absolutely.
Saved millions. Vaccines, an incredible achievement.
Yeah, absolutely.
Incredible achievement. Cannot be underestimated how many lives vaccines over decades have saved. We'll take a break. When we come back, more of your phone calls right after this.